Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Releford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Releford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Releford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the online radio box app to your Android or your Apple device. So that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Releford on the Jeff Releford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live, baby. And we are here on another episode of the Jeff Releford Show here on Biggs Radio Chicago. From the 8-track to the latest app, baby. How is everybody doing today? Listen, I'm great. I'm good. We are in the mix. We are in the whole zone. So guess what? It's time for us to, have a great day today. Here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, here on the Jeff Releford Show from 5 to 6 p.m., baby. But y'all know how we do. We have to go through, our little spiel. I got to let y'all know where we at, and then we're going to dive into the nature's topic of conversation today. So, boom, baby, we here at the Vibe Studios here at 2075 Rush Place here in Lake Station, Indiana. It consists of Ron Reader, the VNO, what you know, myself, Life Coach Jeff of Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. Also, Smooch Wallace. Who is Smooch Wallace, baby? If you don't know him, please get to know him. And also, Mary Selena K of Rock Truth Radio. Y'all, we make up the Vibe Studios 219. If you need your podcast or your radio show produced, we got you. And we also do documentaries as well. So please, y'all tap into the number of things that we got going on over here. Because, baby, this is what we do. This is how we roll. Let's get it. So, yes, we are here at the Vibe Studios. And also, listen, I got just a couple more things to shout out, man. Shateria Beauty. Shout out to TL Williams and his wife, Ruby Goldstone, in the house, because they are Chicago's #1 vegan hair care brand, okay? You can follow them on social media at Shateria Beauty. That's SHATERIA Beauty, okay? And listen, these people, this couple right here is giving cancer patients their hair back. I have to shout them out every time I come on the air because I don't know of anybody else who is actually doing that and has created something that's actually just amazing like that. So big shout out to them. They doing their thing. Shout out T.L. Williams and his wife Ruby Goldsmoke in the house. And also, Sharpria Shine. She has a stage play called Dr. Love, okay? Now, we are giving away tickets as well. Now, I'm doing this because, we throwing it down. We're giving away tickets to Dr. Love in the building, okay? And we'll also be giving away tickets to another concert that I'm going to go ahead and shout out in the middle of the show here because I got to let y'all know what Biggs Radio got going on too, man. This thing is happening in September, okay? It's happening on September 24th. But Saturday, October 18th at 6 p.m. there at West Side Theater Guild, 900 Jerry Street in Gary, Indiana. Dr. Love will be there, the stage play. And also Saturday, November 1st at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m., okay? At the Holdorf Performing Arts Center at 1200 Spring Street in Michigan City, okay? Indiana. So to purchase your tickets, you can go to SharbriaShine.com/Dr. Love, or you could just write in my comment section, or you could inbox me, Dr. Love, and you'll win a pair of 2 free tickets to see Dr. Love. So y'all, shout out to your boy. If y'all want to see the stage play, we got you covered, y'all. We got you covered. So, okay, those are my 2 shout outs to do for now. So, but y'all listen, man. This episode is going to be something just a little different because, we want to pay tribute and we want to pay homage to the king of pop on this episode of the Jeff Releford Show, because this Friday, he would have been 67 years old. I want y'all to really think about that. Michael Jackson would have been 67 years old. The man was taken away too soon from us. Too soon from us. I don't know, man. God has plans for people. I don't know. But, I look at Michael Jackson. He was just one of those people that all he wanted was a better world. That's all he wanted. And it would be very fitting because we are a station, we break music, we play music all the time. And to just give tribute to a great man like Michael Jackson, we got to do this today to start off the week. I got to let y'all know that because this is how we roll, man. We do more than break music. We talk on here too. We have a little talk on here. So we're going to pay some tribute to Michael Jackson. And we're going to start off with a little history, y'all. Start off with just a little history, okay? Michael Jackson was born in 1958 in Gary, Indiana. Shout out to Gary, Indiana. I claim it. I'm from Maryville, but you know, my people always say claim Gary. It's the same thing. So shout out to Gary, Indiana, Michael Jackson. Y'all know that was what Joseph and Catherine birthed the Jackson 5 as well. You know, Michael got his start off. He could always sing. They always say he could sing good by himself. But the brother, he was just always something special, right? When we look at those old videos that he did and everything of that nature, even the ones when he got up in age, but we're going to talk about when he was younger, he always stood out. You know, the King of Pop always stood out. Charles Releford, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Shout out to my people on Facebook Live and on social media platforms that are watching as well. What's up, Charles? So, yeah, he was always different. He was always special. Michael always provided that little extra oomph in the group, you know. And now that I kind of think about it, I don't even know how the Jacksons would even be without Michael. You know, everybody can sing in the group, but you always need one standout. One standout. I'm just saying, I know all the rest of the brothers could do their thing, but Michael was just that dude. He was just that guy at a young age, okay? So like I said, the brother was born in 1958, and to Joe, who was his father. We all know about Joe Jackson in the house, okay? Rest in peace, Joe Jackson. But we all know how the man was. The man was a little, you know, in his ways. Y'all saw the biopic on BET and MTV. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw the Michael Jackson story. Y'all did. I ain't got to remind you what it was. Y'all saw the thing. But yes. Oh, what'd he say? He said, everything great down in Lake Charles. A shout out to you, man. Thank you for also tuning in, brother. Yes, but Michael Jackson, yeah. Just with Joe and, you know, Catherine, you know, the kids, they said they had a rough time with Joe, you know, and if y'all tuned into that documentary with Martin Bashir, you know, it was some things going on that bad boy. But I will say this. Sometimes when you go through certain things in your life, right, a lot of times we like to revert to that childlike state, those ways. And I can be honest with you. I feel that the King of Pop, all he wanted to do was just have fun. Charles said he was also born in 1958. He said he grew up watching Michael Jackson. And the thing is, man, you know, Michael's just cold. You know, the memories that I have of Michael Jackson, because I'm only 35, you know, I'm only 35. So he was out doing his thing long before. But I remember when y'all remember when Remember the Time came out? And when Remember the Time came out, they shut everything down to play this video. I remember we was watching Fox. And they shut everything down. That was the first time they had ever played a music video on like a major like stations like that. That was the first time they shut down everything. They stopped all programming to play Remember the Time. That was a big thing. That was a big thing. But I remember listening to Michael Jackson on cassette tapes, yo. Cassette tapes. I'm telling you, them albums, the songs, everything. And, you know, my grandparents, they really kept hope alive. Shout out to Sarah and Jimmy Releford, for real. Because they kept the nice little R&B, the soul, and everything alive in the household. So they made sure that we had a good dosage of MJ in the building. Shout out to Michael Lewis in the building. Hey, man, thank you for listening to WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, man. Appreciate you, brother. You know. We got people that tune in all the time, yo. We in the game out here. Man, tap in, Michael. We talking about Michael Jackson today, man. We're talking about Michael Jackson. The brother would have been 67 years old. Again, taken too soon from all of us. And it's a shame to me that kids nowadays, they will never know what it is, or even like they can see it through the videos, but to actually just witness it and to see it all play out, you know, that was one of the things I wish I could have done. I wanted to see Michael Jackson live, always wanted to, and just never got the chance to see it. It wasn't until I got a little older, I started having more money and everything. I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And then boom, that happened. You know, that happened. So And when we start talking about it, man, it was just one of those things. I believe everybody remembers where they were when Michael passed. I remember where I was at. I was at work. We used to have TVs up. I used to work for a telemarketing firm. Yeah, long way from me being an electrician. Long way from me being an electrician now. But I used to be a telemarketer, and they had TVs up on the screen. And when that came, somebody cussed and said, "Oh, Ish." I'm telling you, I can't make this up, man. They cussed, and they actually fired that man that day. But that was one of the epic things that happened because nobody was expecting that. He's one of the icons. Michael Lewis says, wow, miss one of the icons of our music. He was Chris Brown before there was a Chris Brown. And you know what, Michael Lewis? You right about that, brother. Michael was a Chris Brown before Chris Brown. You ain't lying. But he modeled his dances. He modeled a lot of his moves from some older video clips and everything. He took it and he revolutionized dance. We all know his big role model was James Brown. The Godfather of Soul. Rest in peace, James Brown. Another legend that I wish I could have seen perform live. But he always paid tribute to him. Michael loved James Brown. He always looked at him as just one of his biggest idols in terms of dancing, the way he did his music, the whole nine. And you look at the footwork, people. You look at the footwork. That the spitting image. Michael knew how to duplicate that footwork. And even when we look at Chris Brown, we looked at the tribute that Chris Brown did. I believe, what was that, some years ago at the BET Awards? That was when he was younger and everything. Chris Brown is like, and I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to make this statement. I believe Chris Brown is the closest that we will ever get to somebody of that caliber of a Michael Jackson of our time. Now, I know that's a bold statement, but I'm talking about in terms of career, success. It hit me when I saw people fainting. People started, they're fainting in front of Chris Brown. Okay? They're fainting in front of Chris Brown. They fainted in front of Michael. You meet some of your people, I met some people. I didn't faint. I thought it was dope. I got a picture, and we kept it at that. Michael Lewis says, yes, he did. He followed James Brown and took it to another huge level, especially the footwork and the pop locking. Yes, brother, you can't forget about the pop locking, man. You cannot forget about the pop locking. When we talk about Michael and his dance moves, that pop locking was very essential. I remember the interview that he did with Oprah when I saw that clip, and Oprah was trying to do some dance moves. She was like, can you show me some dance moves, Michael? And he was up there on the little stage. He was pop locking, doing all that stuff. Just essential, iconic Michael Jackson, yo. Iconic Michael Jackson stuff. And I'm telling you, I believe everybody has their own little fine memory. They have their own just time of just remembering who he was and what he did. What did my man say? That's facts. How Chris tribute was phenomenal. Yes, the Chris Brown tribute was phenomenal. It was. He said, when I heard MJ passed, I was at work when it happened. I'm telling you, see, that's what I'm telling you. All of y'all remember, and all of y'all know where y'all was when y'all heard when the man passed. Y'all, everybody has their own memory of who he was as a person, And even when he was going through his transitional time, right? When he came out, now listen, when we sat up here and we what was that album, y'all? Hold on, because I'm going to the archives. We going back, people. We going back, okay? I'm about to have it right now because we going back. Because, when these albums came out, it was very interesting because I did a timeline, a time back. Nanette, what's good, my sister? How you doing, girl? We talk about the King of Pop, man. The King of Pop would have been 67 years old this Friday. 67 years old. How you doing, my sister? Chime in if you want to, girl. Chime in. Come on, step into the room. Into the room. All right, sister? Now, when we start looking at the albums that Michael Jackson did, the timeline, okay? When we pay attention to when he was coming out with everything. Now, look, I didn't know he had an album. What was that? Before, hold on, because I'm about to get to it, y'all. I'm about to get to it. It was an album that he had. I think it was like before Thriller. And that actually was like setting the tone for his solo career, you know? So, and when it set the tone for a solo career, it was something because you could hear the transition when Michael was looking for his sound. You know, every artist goes through it. Even rest in peace, Aaliyah, because you could tell that in Aaliyah's music. I strongly believe if Aaliyah was not taken away from us so soon, Aaliyah she would have made the comeback of a century, of a lifetime. But that's up for a whole nother debate. You know, that's up for a whole nother debate because we could talk about that all day, but we talking about Michael. But you could hear when Michael was in between albums, he was searching for his sound. He was still kind of stuck in that old school 70s type deal. He was looking to see who he would be as an individual artist. You know, that whole time you got to remember, it was the Jackson 5, Jackson 5, Jackson 5, you know. So whenever an artist does choose to break out and move out to a different caliber, that's something that they have to rediscover all on their own. And I'm telling you, I heard it in his music, but he was going from album to album, and then something just clicked. Something just clicked. Michael had a sound that was timeless, revolutionary, and in so many words, ahead of its own time. Because you could turn on a Michael Jackson record right now and you will still jam to it. Now, you could tell his older stuff, Thriller, Off the Wall, that type of stuff. You could tell, you know, that had a certain sound to it, but it was still something in transition, though. It was still something. That was when Michael found who he was. And he was out there doing the thing, you know, mid everything else that was going on in his life. The brother found a way to just produce hit after hit after hit. And his most recent album that he came out with before he passed, it was Invincible. Okay, I remember Invincible. My brother wanted Invincible. He was real big on it. I wasn't sold on it. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't sold on Invincible until I got a little older. You know, sometimes you start to appreciate things a little bit more when you get older. And I'm gonna be real honest with you. I appreciated Invincible as I got older. That was a real good album. If anybody ever paid attention to Michael Jackson's Invincible album, please pay attention to that album. That was a real good album. And you know, Michael was just doing good things. He still knew how to stay relevant with music. And I strongly believe that he would have done a lot of different things with the artists of this time now. Because I kind of think I put it in a mindset of, think about Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson can still come out with music today. Shoot, Ronald Isley's still coming out with music today. Okay? Ronald Isley is still touring. Charlie Wilson's still touring. The Whispers was still touring. Okay? All of them touring. And the thing is, I really believe that Michael, if he was alive and in good health and just getting it, the brother would be touring today. He'd be making people faint. He'd be shaking hands, kissing babies, doing his whole thing. The man would be waving his hand like he'd be running for president. Okay? Michael for president. If Michael was alive, Michael for president 2025. The man probably would win. I'm just saying. That's how iconic he is. And it's really sad and a shame that a lot of kids won't be able to experience it. They'll have the videos and everything, but to see it firsthand, you know, just to see how when he did the Millennium Tour or something like that, when he teamed back up with his brothers and they did them shows, that was something to see all of them on stage and everything, singing the songs, vibing out the whole nine. That was awesome. I loved it. That was one of the last few times Michael was actually like performing, right? Especially with his brothers. And you know, and it's crazy, yo. As we get older, the family's getting older. We know that you know, Joe has went on. believe Catherine's still alive. Catherine went on. Google is my friend today. Google is my friend today. Um, we about to see, because I need to know these things. Catherine's still alive at 95 years old. Catherine still throwing it down at 95 years old. Was born May 4th, 1930. Joe passed away a few years ago, uh, you know, and that was something that hit everybody too, because Joe Jackson was an iconic father. Still nobody has been able to put together a band or a group of that caliber and to have that type of success like they did. I just don't see it. The longevity, the good standing, the whole nine. Miss Ovita, what's going on, Ovita Ivy? TT Sexy Legs in the building. It's been a minute, girl, since I seen you. We got to go to an event together. We got to get out here. We got to be outside. I know you be outside, Ovita, but I need to be outside with you. You got to let me know when you're going out next time so we can throw something down. Got to network with the people. Talk to the people. I need to get some more guests. Got to throw some stuff down. But anyway, yeah, Miss Ovita, we sitting up here, we talking about Michael Jackson. We talking about the King of Pop. He would have been 67 years old this Friday. So throughout the week, us on Biggs Radio Chicago, we're going to be paying tribute to Michael Jackson. So, y'all know how I roll. I talk, try to play some music here and there. But we working on the music, baby. We working on the music. We going to have something up for y'all real soon. Life Coach Jeff going to turn into DJ Life Coach Jeff in a little bit. We going to make something happen. We going to make it work. But yeah, y'all. Girl, you been out for a month. I could have sworn I saw a picture you outside. Don't be faking me out with the old pictures on Facebook. Thought you was outside, Ovita. But anyway. But yeah, back to Michael Jackson, yo. Just, again, seeing somebody put together a band of that caliber, like the Jackson 5, and then having success, because the brothers still had some success, Even the rest of the brothers went on tour, and they did shows without Michael, So the family was musical. I believe all the cousins and everything of that nature. My ex-wife, she knew a few of the Jacksons, a few of the cousins and everything. And the whole family is just musically talented. The whole family, just musically talented. So that's very interesting as well. But Michael himself, though, Michael was just a rare gem, a rare gem, to the Lisa Marie Presley days, and everybody was wondering, how did they get together? How they get, love is love, people. Okay, can I say that? Love is love. Even when he was with Debbie Rowe, love is love. I'm not gonna knock the brother. It's somebody out there for everybody. Now, the question of the children, it's okay. Things happen. I don't care what nobody say. That's their daddy. Throw it down. They got the last name Jackson. He was a father to the kids. Y'all lay that to rest. What did she say? She said Janet and Michael were standout talent. Yeah, we can't forget about Janet too. I'm sorry. We can't forget about Janet. Janet was good too. What's that song that they did together? Scream. The music, the song and the music video that they did together. Yeah, that was good music. I would have loved to see Michael and Janet do a little bit more together. I would have loved to see that. I heard, I'm going to tell you this. I heard on the set of that video, when they were doing it, they were still separating Michael and Janet. Like they said Michael was doing his own thing and Janet was doing her own thing. She said they didn't feel like it was like brother and everything. Now, when they got on set and they were shooting the video, they had a lot of fun. But they said all that in between time, Janet said all that in between time, she said it was just like he was just Michael and she was Janet. It was standalone. But yeah, the two of them, just big powerhouses. And when we start talking about the powerhouses, we got to remember this man, he sang with everybody. He sang with James Brown, right? He sang with what's his name? Stevie Wonder. These are greats. These are greats in my eyes. I'm looking at the greats. Paul McCartney. Him and Paul McCartney, that was his boy, his boy. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. I'm just saying, your boy know a little something. I can hold a little note. I know a little something out here. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah, just classics like that. The man has given us, he gave us all of him. Can we be honest about that? That Michael Jackson truly gave us all of him. You saw it in the performances. Yeah, you saw it in how he was with people. You saw it in how he just showed love. And let's talk about that part. Michael had a vision, right? Michael had a big vision. And the vision was very simple, very plain. It wasn't anything to where it was like, oh, we want to go ahead. We want to save all the whales and do it. No, he just wanted to see peace on earth. He wanted people to show love to each other. Simple. That's all he wanted. And I believe we can all take a little something from that. We can all pull a little something from that, right? When you see somebody like Michael, let's not take a look at how can I put it, y'all? Let's not look at all the bad, right? Everybody always wants to talk about your good when you gone, when you're in the grave, when you're 6 foot under, in a mausoleum, cremated, whatever it may be. But a lot of what we have to take from Michael and his legacy was his message and what he wanted to do. All the man wanted to do was just spread some love. That's all he wanted. Y'all remember We Are the World? He was able to bring everybody together. There's actually, it's something. There's a documentary on Facebook that I would encourage everybody to watch, because in this documentary on Facebook, this actually showed how Michael brought everyone together to sing this song. Okay, it was a great documentary. Even some people was beefing in the Bad Boy, but he brought people together. See, that's what it is. That's why I say, man, when you are that much of a powerhouse, when you are that much of a legend, people will come for you. People will come for you, and they came for Michael Jackson. Y'all got to watch that documentary, man. I'm gonna have to find it while I'm talking real quick, because that was something very great for me to look and watch, because everybody cannot do that. I'm telling you, the man was that talented, that gifted, to where he was able to bring people together. Like, if I call somebody, they ain't coming for me. Let's be real. Let's be real. What did Ovita say? Ovita said, it's sad that people targeted him, but that's what they do in the industry. If you're not covered or really have a reliable camp, you're targeted. And that's true. Michael was targeted for certain things. And some may say it was because he had money, he was rich, he was wealthy. He was just, it was just the fact that maybe they just didn't like who he was because of his celebrity. There are some people out here that just hate to hate. They hate on you because they want to hate on you. It's definitely like that a lot of times. And we know that Michael was targeted all the way down to the molestation case and the charges that were brought up against him. Now, there are some things to be said about that, but at the end of the day, I strongly believe, and I blame a lot of, and I'm going to say this too. I understand that as people, we make mistakes. Maybe you shouldn't have a child in your bed. That's not the best move. Not the best move. On the flip side of that, though, a lot of the stories were said to be fake, falsified, not true. And some people was trying to get that money, So I don't want to harp on that too much. But the thing is, people is that when you're rich, when you're a celebrity, when they looking at you, they will try to come after you. That's just what they do. So I just want to let y'all know real quick. Tap into Jewel XQ Cigar Lounge at 4469 Indiana, where sophisticated come to play. Okay, listen, have great food. Okay, great food, great music. It's a whole vibe. And if you want to tap into a cigar head, and if you provide cigars, audio biz, you just got Hughes Cigar Lounge in 4469 Broadway in Gary, Indiana is the spot to be at. So y'all check that out, please. 4469 Broadway, where the sophisticated go to play. Okay? I just want to let y'all know that. And also, y'all, we are giving away tickets to an event. I got to let y'all know this. All right. We are giving away tickets. Okay? On September 26th through the 27th. Okay? Okay? Y'all listen, y'all follow. At Close Memorial Hall, 4602 Sunset Avenue in Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay? It's DJ Gino's celebration. Okay? His 40th anniversary. All right? Hosted by Dougie Fresh. Okay? Confunction will be there. Lakeside, Midnight Star, Al Hunson in One Way. Now, that's the first night. It's the Funk Fest, okay, on the 26th. That's the Funk Fest. Biggs Radio, we'll be down there, baby. We'll be interviewing and talking to the people. And then on Saturday night, on the 27th, okay, we have the Classic Comedy Jam. The Classic Comedy Jam with D. Ray Davis, okay? I'm dropping bombs. I'm dropping names, people. With D. Ray Davis, Jess Hilarious, the legendary Earthquake, okay? Tony Roberts and Amber James will be there for the Classic Comedy Jam. Now, y'all, listen, we are giving away tickets to this event. Please. Y'all should go ahead and meet us down in Indianapolis for this. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there doing my thing. I'm trying to interview Jess Hilarious, D. Ray Davis, Earthquake, Tony Roberts, Amber James. I might not be able to make Friday, but I will make Saturday. I will be there on Saturday. Yes, Lord. We gonna go. So, yes, y'all go ahead. Y'all can give us a call, okay? Y'all can go ahead and give us a call. I'm going to get a number in a little bit, and y'all can email us for those tickets, okay? So, listen, y'all can go ahead and give us a call, because remember, we have shows coming up after this y'all got to tune into, too. But y'all can give us a call at 773-462-4447 to receive the tickets, okay? Give us a call at 773-462-4447, or just, inbox me directly. Reach out to Life Coach Jeff. Reach out to me on my social media, and you can go ahead and receive these tickets, or email us at bigsradio@gmail.com. And also for the artists out there, if you would like any music or commercials played, you could do the same. Give us a call at 773-462-4447, or email us at bigsradio@gmail.com. So y'all remember, this is Monday Night SmackDown here. They used to do Monday Night Raw. We call it Monday Night SmackDown here, okay? All right. It consists of the Jeff Releford Show from 5 to 6 p.m., Mixtape Monday with Julian St. Chris, and the Donna Lynn Big Show from 8 to 10 p.m., okay? So y'all tap in. These are the shows that we have coming up, and we have a great concert coming up as well. So please, y'all stay tapped into that, because we doing our thing. All right. Now, remember, I did say this. I did say what I was looking for. Oh, yeah, there it is. And see, we got people texting me too. Listen, y'all. See, Off the Wall, 1979, We Losing You, okay? That was what Kim texted me. She texted me some stuff. She let me know some things. But, okay, listen. So this is the deal. Let me get back on track here, because I had to announce some things, and I got to get back on. So what I was looking for was this, y'all. The greatest night in pop. Okay? When I was talking about the king of pop, bringing people together, y'all have to tap into that documentary, The Greatest Night in Pop. It says they were told to check their egos at the door, go inside the studio on the historic night when music's biggest stars recorded We Are the World. Okay? Now, please, y'all need to tap into that. Y'all need to definitely tap into that. We Are the World. That documentary. The song and the documentary. The Greatest Night in Pop on Netflix. Okay? Oh, that was the okay. There you go. Kim said that was the album I was trying to remember before Thriller. Yeah, we losing you. Okay, yep. That was the one when I told you Michael was trying to find his sound. Yes, ma'am. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you. But yeah, yo, this is how we do. And we have shout out to Kimberly Patterson. I know she's gonna have a real good show on Thursday night. Uh y'all tap in. What is it, 8 to 10? 8 to 11, Kim? I believe it's 8 to 11, Kim. 8 to 11. Tap in, Kimberly Patterson. Okay? Your nighttime girlfriend. All right? Tap into the nighttime girlfriend. But yes, yo, I'm telling y'all, Michael was just very iconic in everything that he did. And the thing is, I'm telling you, if y'all are not tapped in with Michael Jackson now or receive some type of inspiration from the brother, artists out here, if you want to know what work ethic looks like, did y'all see his documentary on the last tour that he was doing? The man was out there hurting, dancing. You saw the glimpses and the shimmers of the King of Pop when he was out there. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Man was great. And don't get me started about Conrad Murray. Don't get me started about it because, Lord, see, I got a lot of stuff. How I feel about that. I just had to throw it out there because, y'all, we are a talk show as well. This is what we do. We talk about these things. Trosh, what's up, big dog? How you doing, my man? Trosh in the building. Shout out to the homie Trosh. Trosh is also doing big things. Shout out to Ty Renee and also Trouble the Singer, man. They are a trio. Not a trio. I'm not gonna say that. They are not a trio, but they all come together. They work under the same umbrella, and they do big things out here. My man was just at Smokechella performing, doing his thing. Shout out to Trouble, who was headlining. But it's just the level of support they give each other, and I love it. Big dog, keep doing what you're doing. The three of y'all keep rolling how you rolling. I love y'all. Definitely. My Chicago people in the building, man. Shout out to the city of Chicago. My people in the building. But yeah, trying to tell y'all, man. Conrad Murray. Like I said, I got a lot to say about that, but I'm not going to say it. I got a lot I want to say, but I ain't going to say it. You know, okay, neglect is something. I just want to say that. That's all I'm going to say. Neglect is something. That's all I'm going to say. Some people need the licenses removed. That's all I'm going to say. Gone too soon. At the hand of one man. I done said too much already. Jesus. Okay, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. I'm trying not to get my show canceled. I don't need to cancel. I know it was years ago, but we not trying to get canceled over here on the Jeff Releford Show. We trying to stay up and running. You hear me? And I know all y'all listeners, y'all got your own thoughts about that too. I know you do. I know you do. Well, you know, one day we're gonna have to do a little controversial show. We're gonna do a little something because I want to hear thoughts about a lot of different things that are going on. Yeah. We're gonna switch up the format a little bit because we gotta talk about some things. Now I gotta hear some stuff from y'all, and we're gonna make it so we can really get the ball going on this. Because when it comes to things like Michael Jackson, his life, his legacy, and everything of that nature, these are big things, people. You know, these are things that people have worked on for years. These are things that it's sad. Now, I will say this: it's sad that none of his children are kind of like not leading on that legacy. I don't know what they're doing to keep his legacy alive, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Michael Jackson is such a big figure. Does the man really need somebody to keep his legacy alive? Michael Jackson's name will be in everybody's mouth long after I'm gone. Long after I am gone. I'm telling you. Because I just strongly believe that's just how it is. Long before I'm gone. Because to me, it's just like, hey, it's one of those things where, you know, you put in so much work, you do so many things, and God just has a great way of blessing you through everything. And I believe through everything, God still blessed Michael to just make it so he would just live on after death. Live on after death. And even the family. Let's just be real. Let's just be real, man. God had his little pinky finger on that whole family. Let's just be real. Because good things don't happen by chance. I don't believe people get famous. I don't believe people, it's not luck. I believe luck is what's going on with a lot of this crazy artistry we hear now. That's luck, okay? Sometimes these other artists, this other rap and mess and junk that's going around that's not even music, that's luck, okay? That's luck because you happen to fit the status quo of music and what people want you to follow. And the thing is, if you try to be anything different from that, you will not get discovered. I just want to throw that out there because there are a lot of people out here who are great at what they do, but some people will not be looked at because they're just not following what they want, what the industry wants them to follow. And big shout out to Michael Jackson because you got to think about it. The 80s and 90s, let's be real. The 80s and 90s, it was a transitional period for music. And Michael, let's take it a step further. Michael didn't even conform to that 90s sound. He did not. When Michael made his music, Michael did not conform to the 90s sound of music. You think I'm playing? Go back and watch some of the videos. Go back and listen to some of the man was in a class all by himself. How many black people you know today that have a unique voice, right? Have a unique voice, can insert themselves in a lane of pop and be able to still reach the masses? Y'all, that was Michael Jackson. That was Michael Jackson. Being able to insert himself in a way where he was able to just shake up everything. I myself have not seen anything like that and probably will not. Like I said, Chris Brown is probably the closest thing that we getting because Chris Brown still has that sound. And Chris Brown's sound is hitting everybody at different ages. See, Chris Brown only a couple years older than me or a year older than me, something like that. So think about it. I was listening to Chris Brown when I was in high school. And now he's 36. And high school kids are still listening to Chris Brown now in 2025. I would like to think that's how Michael Jackson was too. I just want to put it out there. I would like to think through Michael Jackson's transition and through his career. If you were listening to Michael Jackson in high school when you were younger and you got older, you were still listening to Michael Jackson. Those people that knew of Michael Jackson were listening to him when he was relevant. I strongly believe that. Like I say, y'all, it's only a few great people out here in this world. It's only a few great people. You can count it on one hand. Whitney Houston was also gone too soon. When we start mentioning greats, man, Michael Jackson is just at the top of the list because he's done a little bit of everything with a lot of everybody. A little bit of everything with a lot of everybody. And again, just the way that the brother was able to insert himself with music and to create iconic and timeless music. That's part of being great, people. If you really want to know if you that dude, if you really want to know if you that sister, timeless music. I'm going to just be very honest when I say this. You have to be different and you have to be ahead of your time now. You do. And the gap is so, and the hole is open. The lane is wide open for new talent. Your Michaels, your Whitneys, your Leahs. There's no one really touching that right now. Because now we have careers that are coupled with business and singing. So your success just isn't based off your singing career. It's based off of what you could do behind the scenes as business. So we're basing success now off your mild singing and your business sense to make money. That's what we're looking at with people. But back then, I challenge you just to remember this, though. Just remember this. Back then, it was strictly talent. Okay? Strictly talent. Even young Mariah Carey, talent. Michael Jackson, all through his career, talent. We don't have that anymore. We have that's what we got. That's literally what we have. Shout out to T-Pain, because T-Pain did good with the auto-tune. But T-Pain can really sing. Okay? So shout out to that. But right now, everybody sounds the same. Nobody has a unique sound or a unique style like Michael. You can't duplicate somebody like that. He is literally somebody that comes around once in a lifetime. And if you didn't experience it, either shame on you because you didn't like the man while he was around in your lifetime, or you should have just been paying attention. Shame on you. Shame on you. You need that nun slap hand on the wrist. That's what you need. You need that slap on the wrist with the ruler. That's what you need. Because I'm telling you, the things that happen when people are iconic, we pay attention to those. The Beatles, people were falling out with the Beatles, okay? Beatles were iconic. Falling out with the Beatles. I want to hold your hand. Little stuff like that, you know? People falling out with Michael. Iconic. Artist out there in the building. That's who you got to be like. That's how you got to strive to be like. I'm not saying emulate, but find your sound that's different, baby. Find your sound that's different. If you know you ain't going to be nothing but a local talent, okay, do something different. I'm just saying, because when you look at great status and when you look at successful people, they were different. And Michael is nothing short or less of that. Because Mike is the man. Mike is still the man. You got to remember, man, legacy is something you leave in death. Mike is still the man in death. If you cannot sit up and tell me that you are not going to bump You Rock My World right now, I'm going to bump it once I get off the show. Julian, if you're listening, Julian, I know you love Prince so much. I know you love Prince. But Julian, I'm pleading with you. Play You Rock My World first when you get on air. Go ahead. Just bump it. Because it's a great song. Iconic song. It will always be played. Or play Rock With You. You know what I mean? Say something like that. So the people, they understand what's coming. They know what I'm talking about. Because some don't know. That's listening over the airwaves. Some don't know. So we got to expose them, Julian. We got to expose them. Julian, if you hear my plea, if you hear my cry, brother, I know you love Prince so much. But open it up with a little bit of Michael today. Let the people know. Let the people know. You know, that part. There it is. Kim know. Kim know. Yes, remember the time. I talked to Kim. I talked about remember the time a little earlier. I remember when they shut down everything to play that music video. I was young and I was like, what's going on? How come the TV? What's going on with the TV? How come every time you turn, this video is on? That's because Michael was big. As Mom say, Michael blow up, she waited. He blow up, she waited. He did. He did. It was amazing. Remember the time. Julian, play Remember the Time. Play, okay. Don't play You Rock My, play Remember the Time. And I'm telling you, just get the party kicked off just like that. That's all we asking for, Julian. That's all Life Coach Jeff wants. Kim, you want to hear that too? I bet you Kim want to hear it too. Kim, you want to hear that too? Reply to me, Kim. Let me know. Let me know what you want. You'll have 2 voting on this from the station. Myself and Kim. You'll have 2 of us. I'm trying to let you know, brother. Okay, my man tried to call in. Look. Oh, yeah, MJ was the 90s. Yeah, oh, yeah, dog. MJ was the 90s. Shout out to Z Truth in the building. Yeah, MJ was the 90s in the building. He was. MJ was the 90s. That's just what it was, you know? Because the thing is, when you look at it, like we had the 90s R&B had a sound, right? But MJ just smashed that. He smashed it. And you know what? Hold on. We're going to do it like this. We're going to do it like this. Y'all, Z-Truth, I want to hear from you, brother. I want to hear from you. So go ahead. We're going to set this up, brother. We're going to set this up right now. Okay. Hold on, Z Truth. I got you, baby. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Hello?
Chi-Town, what's up, man?
What's up, man? It's the homie Z Truth on the Jeff Releford Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. What's up, dog?
Hey, listen, man, I'm listening to you kick knowledge about MJ, but something you said, man, made me pull over.
Talk to me.
So Michael Jackson was the 90s, man. We talking about the Remember the Time album. The Dangerous album.
Okay.
That was the hard knock of the 90s. When you think about music, you do think about Michael Jackson. And you said something else, too, that I was talking about. You say he had his own sound, but he worked with people like the young man who did the New Jack Swing sound,
okay.
Teddy Riley. He worked with Teddy Riley, so he did have his own way of having Michael had his own New Jack style. Do that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So when he was on there talking, just kicking the knowledge about MJ, because we celebrating his music all this to the end of the month. We celebrating his music, and I will be definitely doing something on my show for Mike. And I just wanted to come in and let you know I'm listening to you, man.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, big dog. I just want to kick this knowledge about Michael because, y'all play the music. So y'all go do y'all thing. But I want to just let the people know who the man is, who he was.
Hey, I'm going to give you one little story, Jeff.
Come on, brother.
A lot of people don't know this, and I said I was going to mention it, but I'm going to give it to you on your show.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that the glitter jacket that Michael Jackson wearing, that was his mom's shirt for Beat It.
Really?
He took his mom's shirt and made a jacket out of it. So people don't know that was Katherine Jackson's blouse that he made a jacket out of.
Wow. Look at the man. Just out here making that. Now, see, that's an iconic move. That's an all-star move right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So, shout out to you, man. You're doing a wonderful job on your radio show, man. I'm letting you know I'm tuned in, man. I'm out here getting this money. That's why the Uber and Lyft drivers always keep Biggs Radio tuned in.
There it is, baby. Let's do it. Hey, brother, I appreciate you, big dog.
Chi-Town.
All right, I'll holler at you. Yeah, that was the homie Z Truth, man. Another one of our personalities and DJs on Biggs Radio Chicago. My man is also a rapper as well. Y'all tap into Z Truth out here because Z Truth is the truth. Okay. Tap into Z Truth. So, yeah, y'all. He's also going to be opening up for Tweet, too. Okay. Y'all remember Tweet. Y'all remember Tweet. He will be opening up for Tweet as well. So, y'all tap into Z Truth. Tap into him, man. For real. Good brother. But, yes, listen, y'all. We done sat up here. For a whole hour. Okay. For a whole hour. We done talked about Michael. We done talked about MJ. We done talked about the king of P.O.Pizzy Pop, okay? And I'm trying to tell y'all, like I say every show, I hope I said something that sparked some interest. I hope we had some comments that were said on the show today. We hope that with the caller that called in today, Brother Z Truth, I hope that y'all received something that y'all never had heard before. Because that's what we do on the show, baby. We try to say some things that we can make you think a little bit, put something in perspective. And the fact that the man, that was a shirt that Katherine Jackson had. The man turned the blouse into the sparkling jacket. That was something. And working with Teddy Riley on the sound and everything like that to really put that out there so we all would have something different to hear in the 90s where it was such a trend to hear everything else. That's how the man stayed relevant. That's how the man stayed on top and different every time. Telling y'all, man. So, I ain't got much else to say. If I had a Michael Jackson song to play, I would play it. I just got to get the music thing going on here because we don't do music. I just got to get it going. But definitely. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Shout out to the family. Shout out to Gary, Indiana. He was born and raised there. And then from Gary, Indiana, they went to music stardom and blew up. To the point to where they got some of the man's memorabilia in the music, in the Hard Rock. Y'all want to see some Michael Jackson stuff? Go to the Hard Rock. I'm telling you. Stop by the house. Stop by the little old house that they had in Gary, Indiana. People still put things on. They still put things on the railing. They still put things that lay stuff out on the sidewalk near the house and everything. It's one of the iconic things. I actually visited the house a few years ago because I had never went. Y'all, I'm not real big on when things get big and they blow up and everything. I like to go after all the hype has died down. And it was just nice to go there and take it all in. And take it all in with Michael Jackson, just to know that that's where he grew up at with his family, you know, and in that house, that's where the music was birthed out of. That's something. So I encourage any of y'all, if y'all have never been by the house in Gary, Indiana, go by the house. Shout out to Miss Paulette Jeanette. Miss Paulette, girl, listen, when you fix something at work, you better let me know. Let me know, okay? Give me a rundown. Give me a brief before I start my shit. Anyway, but she says, I love MJ. Paulette, we all love MJ, girl. We was in it. And thank you for listening, girl, to the Jeff Releford Show on WCHI, Biggs Radio Chicago. Oh, and the rest of y'all, please, if y'all tapping in on the live, remember, y'all can go to onlineradiobox.com and type in Biggs, and you will see Biggs Radio Chicago, and y'all can tap in and listen to us there if you are on the live, because I know y'all be on the live, baby. So go ahead. Listen to us on Online Radio Box. Let's bring up them numbers a little bit more for the station. So, all right, y'all, listen. I'm going to let y'all listen to some music before we go. Julian, I'm telling you, play Remember the Time, okay? I'm going to listen to your show as we get off from mine and go into yours, because I need you to play Remember the Time. So, all right, y'all. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live. And remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. And we are out here on WCHI, Biggs Radio Chicago, from the A-track to the latest app, baby. And as always, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all. Peace out. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Releford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Releford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Releford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the Online Radio Box app to your Android or your Apple device. So that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Releford on the Jeff Releford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go.